campers, welcome back to another choice board video. This time we're going to be talking about all the smart features that are found within Google Docs. So on the choice board, you're going to want to click on the resources link underneath the little GIF of the brain guy there so that you can make your own copy of this document, and then feel free to use this to practice each of these skills that I'm going to show you really quick. All right, so the first thing is the smart features that we're talking about in Docs. Are smart chips, dropdowns, and building blocks. And these are all within the insert menu, or you can access most of them by just typing the @ symbol anywhere in your document. All right, so we'll go through each of these in more detail here. So the first one is, what are smart chips in Google Docs? So these are essentially embedded links that provide you with more functionality, and they have to do with basically links to other things within your Google account. So the first one here is date. So if you needed to add a date to something, let's say you have an upcoming project or something where you need dates embedded into your document, all you have to do is type @ and then you can type today, and it's going to put in today's date. You can also do tomorrow, yesterday, or a specific date. So if I do that, it's May 20th when I'm filming this one here. And you'll see now that when you hover over it, you can book a meeting or you can adjust some other settings. Excuse me, trying to cough. But those are, again, because it's a smart chip, that means you can hover over it and there's some other functionality that comes with it. All right, the next one here is people. Let's say I wanted to tag myself or Mark in this document if we were working on something here for camp. So if I just type @ and type Mark, I can add him there. And when I hover over his name, now it provides me with his contact. I can also tag him in comments there too. All right, so let me try that one more time. Yeah, so there you can open, send an email, send a chat. You can start a Google Meet or add them to a calendar event. So it's just a great way to, again, increase that productivity and functionality that you have within your Google Doc. Next one is, if I wanted to add a file, I can type @ and I'll scroll down in the menu here. Oops. You'll see if I go to files and hit the little arrow here, it's going to show me recent files that I have been using or accessing. So if I do the Google Skills Sheet here, it's now going to give me a preview link where I can open a preview within this document, or I can click on it to open it fully in another tab. So that's really helpful, especially if you're sharing a lot of different files and resources. People can kind of see what those are without having to click on them all and open them all these separate tabs. Next one is calendar event. The caveat with this one is you do have to have an event already on your calendar. You can't create a calendar event from a Google Doc, so you want to be mindful of that. But if I go down and find calendar events, so let's say we have this one here, finalize choice board menu or videos. I do this, and then notice here it gives me tab to insert meeting notes. So that is a building block that we're going to talk about shortly here, but I'll show you real quick. If I hit tab, it now has the date and time and name of the event. Sorry, I got a tickle in my throat. It also gives you some built-in bullet points for taking notes, as well as check boxes for action items. And then it'll also add anybody that you had invited to the event also here under attendees. So it's really cool way to stay organized and keep track of what was discussed at your meetings. And last but not least, here we have place. So if you started to type in @ and let's say I wanted to remind myself of where we're going for camp here, if I type in Los Ventana, and then I can click on it here, and now I have a clickable link to Google Maps, so I can figure out how I'm going to get there and all that good stuff. All right, so those are the smart chips within Docs. Now we'll talk about dropdowns, and you're pretty familiar with these already. You've seen them in a couple other things that we've done. They're also in sheets that we've been using for our tracker, but these are just nice little buttons that you can click on and customize so that you can add whatever options you want people to be able to select from that dropdown. So here I just made a quick little table to have you practice using dropdowns, and then also kind of track your progress with trying out all of these different smart features within Docs. And just know that with any drop-down menu that you create, you can highlight it like any text. Usually start from the left to the right. There we go. You can highlight it, copy, and paste it anywhere else that you want in your doc, in a table, So that way you can have the same menu in multiple places. Just know that when you select it and go to add or edit options, if you do edit it, it's going to tell you, hey, there's this many instances of this dropdown in your document. Do you want all of them to reflect this current edit, or do you want just the one you're editing right now to have that change? So that's really nice too, in case you realize, oh, I forgot something, left it out. You don't have to go back and adjust all of those manually. You can just update one and it updates all of them, which is really cool. All right, and then last but not least, we have building blocks. So these are essentially a combo of smart chips and dropdowns all built into little ready-made templates that you can use within your doc. So depending on what you are trying to do, it helps you to stay organized and efficient. All right, so to add a building block, again, all you have to do is hit the @ symbol, and it's going to give you plenty of options there, or you can go to the Insert Building Blocks menu, and we're going to talk about each of these and what those look like. The first one you already saw earlier when we added it to our calendar event, and that is meeting notes. So it's going to give you your pertinent information about the event itself, and then list your attendees, provide you with ability to take notes, as well as jot down some actionable items. The next one here we talked about during our Gmail session is the email draft template, which is really great when you're trying to collaborate on an email that you need to send out through multiple accounts. So let's say your grade level team is trying to send something out to parents that you collaborated on. So that's a great way to do that. These next few are more business related, especially if you're working for a company that produces a product. But you can customize all these, change the names of the columns, and customize the drop downs to whatever you need it to be for your class or your workflow. So this first one here just says product roadmap. It gives you project status, related files, and notes. Same for review tracker here, and then project assets. So basically just look at these and go, all right, I need that many columns for whatever I'm trying to track. And then you can customize that fully however you need it to be. All right, so that takes us to the end of this little template here. Hopefully you get some time to practice using each of these and find different ideas of how you might implement them into your workflow. But that is Smart Features in Docs. We'll see you on the next video.